Welcome. Welcome to the June 16th, 2026 regular session of the Board of Education. This is Kristen Thomas, Vice President of the Board of Education speaking. Thank you for attending in person or through Zoom. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Notice that the meeting has been provided to the public and each member of the Board of Education is required by law. Tina, will you please take attendance?
Joseph Cilio, President, is excused this evening. Kristen Pappas, Vice President.
Present.
Liz Gaffney, Trustee. Erin Diebrich, Trustee. Deborah Kapani, Trustee. Dr. Kasum Sinha, Superintendent of Schools. Dan DeCapua, Assistant Superintendent for Business and Finance, District Clerk. Nanine McLaughlin, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources and Leadership Development. Dr. Alice Bowman, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Kayla Cherney, ex officio student member of the Board of Education. Christy Jacobson, District Council, Gercio and Gercio.
May I have a motion to accept the agenda? In 2026 regular session as presented. All in favor? Aye. Turn it over to Dr. Sinha.
Right, here we go. So tonight we want to start off by recognizing our student athletes who participated in the Challenger Games. And again, this is just such a cherished tradition in Garden City, and it's been for over 17 years. This inclusive event has brought together students, staff, and families. And this year we had an amazing turnout for participants, including students from high school, middle school, Stewart, Stratford, and Locust. And I would like to thank Ms. Wendy Lloyd and Mr. Ray Chapulian, who co-chaired this event with a lot of support from our athletic director, Mr. Ramirez. And we really want to thank him, thank all of them for this wonderful event. Along with SEPTA, and I know Ms. Chapman is here somewhere. She really assisted with this event as well. And we're thrilled to welcome some of our Challenger student athletes here tonight. 25 student athletes participated this year at the field. And we also want to recognize our students who came and volunteered in this event and from every single building, which was really, really nice. So with that, I want to turn it over to Mr. Ramirez. Let's see where he is. There he is.
Good evening, everyone. So yes, our teachers work with students all year long to prepare for this event. It's a great afternoon. It's held at Mitchell Field. Victory Games brings everyone from Nassau County, Suffolk County, and some upstate schools to compete against each other, learning to work together, set goals, and gives them basically a goal and a date to meet those challenges and goals. So we had 25 students who medaled in field events and relay races. As I said, our phys ed teachers work all year with these students in phys ed classes to prepare them. I want to give a special thank you to Mr. Chapudian here at the high school, Mrs. Logue at the middle school, who did a lot of coordinating with other teachers to get students signed up. There's a lot of work behind the scenes, but it was a great event. I would love if there are any students who competed at the Victory Games, if you could stand up. I want to make sure we acknowledge you for the great job that you did.
Students up front. Yeah, and we have,
You can all come up front.
yeah, Connor Fitzgerald is here, Brendan Ryan is here, Jack Sutcliffe is here. We have Robin Caballo. Gianni, Giovanni, they're all here as well, so come on up. Brenda?
I should mention our team is comprised of both high school and elementary students, and we have one of the larger teams in Nassau County, so we're very proud of that. You got your award that day.
How about?
So while we have Brendan and Jack up here, just a couple of quick words about these two young men. Not only do they compete in the victory games, but they're part of our Challenger basketball, unified basketball, these three young men. Connor, no, Connor, stay up. Connor's on the team. We'll talk about Connor. Yeah. So, and I guess really what I'd like to say is thank you guys for being model students and being an example of getting involved in the school community and being part of a bigger family. Not only do they participate, but they're the biggest supporter of other students in the building. Probably three of the more popular young men in the building when you walk around. I want to congratulate you and thank you for everything you've done over your career here. And we look for great stories as you go on to bigger and better. Glad to do it.
We'd also like to recognize our spring student athletes.
So come on back up, Mr. Ramirez. I just want to say a few words. We've had, every season is an incredible season, and spring has been an amazing season. And yesterday we just had our athletic awards night, and if I could tell you the number of student athletes that were honored and recognized last night was quite impressive. It was a long night because we had a lot of student athletes to recognize. We definitely want to thank our boosters for their support. They really do quite a bit for our athletic program. With that, I'm going to turn it over. Oh, before I do that, I do want to thank all of our coaches, our parents, and students work so hard. They work just as hard out in the field as they do in the classrooms. It's quite effective. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ramirez.
Yeah. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, our girls track and boys track team had their all county dinner tonight. They're being honored this, so they couldn't be here. But I do want to take a couple minutes to acknowledge those individuals and what they accomplished this season. So girls track had 6 members qualified for the New York State Championships. They competed this past weekend up in Victor, up in the Rochester area. Kira Likanidis qualified in the 200 meter, 400 meter, and as a member of the 4x400 meter relay team. Along with her were Abigail Tedesco, Kylie O'Leary, Taylor McGuire, and Ali Canone. Track is a very difficult, like any sport, it has its challenges and its difficulties. So they went up there this weekend. Weather wasn't helpful. They had several rain delays. It's very hard to warm up, start back up, warm up, start back up. So they didn't have the performance they wanted, but extremely proud of the fact that anytime you get to go up to a state championship and represent your community, your school, and the section, not only is it an honor, but it's really, really happy. So for these students to get up there and represent us, they were the biggest probably group of students for any school is an honor. So I want to make sure they get acknowledged, congratulate them on a tremendous spring season, not only placing all county, but representing us at the state tournament. So that was girls track. Our boys track team, similar, they're at the dinner as well, competed at Victor. It was actually at, I want to say, I forget the name of the high school, but they competed up there. So those young men, the 4x800 meter relay team were county champions, 400, were national runner-ups, qualified in the state qualifiers, went up to the state tournament, weren't one of the favorites up there, but had a phenomenal weekend in running and ended up placing fourth in the state overall. So out of all the schools, not just classification, finished fourth in the race. The young men that raced in that were Patrick Egan, Chris Byrne, Brendan Wild, Charles Lewin. They finished their state qualifier time in 3 minutes, 18 seconds, which is a phenomenal pace for any race. So we're extremely proud of those young men competing, and earning all state honors is a rare thing, and it's great for them. Happy for them. They put in a lot of work. Some of those seniors go out on a great note, so happy for them. Congratulations to the boys track. So the next group I want to talk about is our girls lacrosse team, and I'm going to ask any members of the team that are here tonight to please come up. And I'm just going to ask the audience, please don't judge if athletes aren't here. These young men and women sacrifice so much time preparing for state championships and county championships that sometimes balancing the academic piece is very difficult. So a lot of them chose to stay home today and get ready for tests. Couldn't make it here today. But if you're here, please come up. I get the great honor of traveling with some of these teams when they go to state championships, and I get to see and witness some things that not average. Thank you, Coach. Coach Beshnian is here. Coach Ettinger is coaching the New York State versus Long Island versus New York City football game. He has to be in practice today since he missed the lab. And Coach Leak had an event that she couldn't miss for her kids. Coach, thanks for being here. So what I'm saying is that I get the chance to witness and observe things that people don't. The amount of time, the work ethic, the dedication, the commitment to get to the level of this team is it's pretty phenomenal to watch and experience. What I've enjoyed about this team this year is how close they were as a group. We always say teams are close. That's not always true. There's different levels of close. This group right here was genuinely very close, cheered each other on. The fact that you would look at the paper and stat leaders were spread across is a credit to them that they shared the ball and trusted each other. The downside, as I say every time to this program, that they set the bar so high that to themselves, I don't know if it's ever possible to meet their own expectations of what success is. But I'm going to tell you, as someone standing here with 27 years experience in athletics, what you guys did, and it was amazing. For this group of seniors and this team here in the last 4 years, they've been 3-time finalists at the New York State Championship. They've won 3 Long Island championships and 4 Nassau County championships. That is a phenomenal event. So this weekend they went upstate and they played 2 of the best teams in the country. They played Nyack and they played Victor. The first game against Nyack was what's the word? It was a battle. Yeah, battle was a good word. The heat was an issue. We were dealing with heat exhaustion. It was a long back and forth game. The game was 2.5 hours, which is not typical. And fell behind 5-0 to start, so made it a little difficult for us. 6-0? 6-0, okay, 6-0. Made it a little difficult to start with, but they battled back, never gave up. You can see the fighting, cheering each other on, and little by little, one goal at a time, they beat back lead and advance. But some would say an upset, not to us, but some might say it was an upset. And unfortunately, the next day, we just didn't have our best day. And I do think that the fatigue and the heat got the better of us on day 2. But that was a excellent weekend. Congratulations on a phenomenal year. State runner-ups, 2026 girls lacrosse. I'm very proud of Before I speak about this last group, I do want to thank Coach Dreyer, Coach Johnson, Coach McDonald, who coached the boys team, and on the girls side, Coach Messier, Coach Dramatic, and Coach Marsh for their commitment and time in the track program. So the next duo, they could come up. It's Ben and CJ. Are they here? Ben Weiss, CJ Bravo, and Coach Soper. Come up. So I would say that the hardest thing to do in Garden City is do something that's never been done before. And yet here I am. It amazes me that every year we figure out a way to do something that's never been done before. These 2 young men that stand before you were New York State doubles champions. First men's doubles team in the history of Garden City to win the state championship. And that is a phenomenal accomplishment. Best part is they're juniors, no pressure. Sophomore and junior, 2 more years. A lot of pressure, sorry. So I took some notes down. Coach Soper was very good. You know, I tried to be at a lot of things. This conflicted with a couple other events that we had, but she was very good about updating me, and we went back and forth conversation. So it's one thing to win a state championship, it's another thing to dominate. So these 2 young men won the Nassau County Championship last year, came back this year and repeated as champions, breezed through the competition, breezed. They get to the state tournament, and you think, well, maybe they'll get, you know, a little challenge up there. First round, they beat Maine Enwell in straight sets, 6-0, 6-0. Second round, Clarence High School, straight sets, 6-1, 6-0. Quarterfinal, Shore and Wading River, straight sets, 6-2, 6-2. Semifinal, Syosset, a rematch of their county championship. Straight sets, 6-3, 6-0. All right, we get to the championship game. Clarkstown South, straight sets, 6-3, 6-2. Good four. They did not drop one at all. That equals dominating importance. We look for bigger and better things. We appreciate you guys for how you represented them. The one thing I have seen them play is their class acts on the court and how they handle themselves as true professionals. Give a good name to the sport of tennis and how they conduct themselves. And I want to thank Coach Soper for all the work with them. And it's not easy to give up weekends, and this goes for all our coaches, to give up weekends and afternoons and sacrifice time with family. And they do it because they love the sport, but more importantly, because they love the students that they work with. So I want to thank you all for that. Congratulations to you. Before I leave, I just want to thank Dr. Sinha, District Administration, Board of Education, and High School Administration signing up for all this support. What we do here is a lot of fun, but it makes it a lot more enjoyable when you have the support group that these students have and that I have for athletics. So thank you. And I want to give a thank you. I did it last night, and I want to make sure everybody gets it. I want to thank our athletic trainer. He is, if you don't know, Mr. Barrow at the high school, most phenomenal professionals I've ever worked with in athletic training. and the care and consideration he gives not only to the kids, but the parents. It's amazing. And I just want to thank him publicly and wish him the best. He's getting married next week. So I want to wish him everyone have a good evening and don't make.
Can I just mention one quick thing? Mr. Ramirez, you're leaving, you're leaving, you're just sitting here. But I wanted to thank you for doing an outstanding job that you do every season with our program and continually looking to make it even better for our kids. And Trojan Nation is on fire all the time. So thank you very much.
I just want to call him out on his efforts because he traveled to all the far-flung corners of New York State for these athletes, and it is so great to just look out on see a big and also big shout out to Mr. Steinberg, Mr. Hauser. They are huge supporters of this program, and you guys get all their benefit from this. It's really, it makes being a participant so special. So thank you.
And we'll continue with the presentation of the Nancy Marr Maxwell Award.
Everyone, I'm Kirsten Koch, President of Garden City SEPTA. Each year, Garden City SEPTA awards the Nancy Marr Maxwell Award to a deserving member of our district. This award was created in memory of the former head of Pupil Personnel Services, Ms. Nancy Marr Maxwell, and is bestowed in her honor to an individual who goes beyond his or her job responsibilities to help the special education students in our district. Tonight, we have the honor of honoring two exceptional individuals who are dedicated to supporting children with special needs, Mrs. Marr and Mrs. Bafta. These remarkable educators are a source of hope and strength for these young people and their families. Their commitment to our children is unwavering and drives them to go above and beyond. Every child's potential is recognized, their strengths and needs acknowledged, and their growth is fostered with patience and understanding. Every success is built on the foundation that has been laid. Every struggle overcome, every accomplishment celebrated are stepping stones to a future not possible without this dedication. We thank you for everything. Your impact is immeasurable. So with that, I just want to add a few words myself. I was fortunate that two of my children had Mrs. Marr as their first grade teacher. And in reading these nominations that come in year after year, this is my third year on the board of SEPTA, Mrs. Marr's name is there. And there are so many similar stories that I hear throughout the district that she's gone to bat for their children as a general education teacher, recognizing that something's up and this kid needs a little extra support. And she helps parents and families feel seen, gets those children the help and services that they need so that they can thrive. So I just needed to add that little 2 cents. But now I'd like to invite up a former student, Oscar Cook, to say a few words.
Hi, my name is Oscar Cook, and I was lucky enough to have Mrs. Marr, my teacher, my family first moved here from Brooklyn in 2020. Mrs. Marr made me feel welcome and happy. And I have ADHD which makes focusing in class hard for me. And Mrs. Marr gave me fidgets and special seating to help me stay on track. Thank you, Mrs. Marr, for helping me through challenging times in a new school and a new home.
I think should we present one and then do the, should I have them come up with I'm sorry that I'm disorganized, clearly. Plan wrong. That one. All right. Now I invite, okay, sure. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Jamie Donovan. My son, Michael. Mrs. Bajak, what a well-deserved honor. You're an amazing teacher and an exceptional person. You see each child's full potential and create pathways for them to be successful. As a mother and as a teacher, I was truly in awe of how you orchestrated your class with grace and skill. Thank you for all you've done and for all that you do for our community. Now, Michael wants to share with
Congratulations, Ms. Badger. You deserve this award because you are the best teacher. You made school fun and I learned so much from you. You made sure we were learning all the time. Thank you for being a fabulous teacher.
All right, ladies, we'd like to welcome you up then, Mrs. Erin Marr and Mrs. Burley.
Yes, here. There, all right.
For our students and our parents, if our students want to go home, we can. What do you guys think? You think so? There you go.
$77,001. $1,950,700. And disbursements of $7,107,009. Balance of $1,047,135.
And then Kayla, there's by giving us the,
You know what, I'll say that after Kayla gives her report. That Kayla.
Yeah, well, first of all, I would just like to thank the board for allowing me to do this. And want to select Mr. Barnes and represent the district. The past year, and that's going to be next year. So start with these partner schools. So the a lot of that they had every month. So as we do field days, both kids love them. As well as the pre-K wake-up ceremonies, and then also a dance party with the high school students that's going to be happening really tomorrow that all kids are so excited about. And also the kindergarten and first grade students have really showcased their growth in art and writing throughout the year. Then at Stewart, we have spring concerts for the second grade. Also, this the American Legion to learn about remembrance. And third grade had an offer eating before visit to focus on kindness, empathy, and the writing process. For the fourth grade, it was a field trip to Jones Beach, the Nature Center, and Rain Hall. To which Rain Hall, I believe we did as well. And honestly, it was such a great trip. And fifth grade participated in the Lead for Mock Trial program, and they also have the Aqua Village Tourhouse. They also have their Set to Success program, which they've been working on all year. And they focus on perseverance. At Stratford, they had the Olympics, which the winner will be announced on Pie and Face Day, on June 23rd, 2025. And they also had concerts, and all the grades have special events. So, for example, third grade has the Heritage Snack and Share, and the fifth grade also has the upcoming pool party. At the middle school, seventh grade science symposium, where they were researching projects and scientific discoveries to present to families in the Garden City community. There was also the National Junior Honor Society induction, recognizing students for academic achievement, scholarship, service, and leadership. We just have so many kids that are in that every year. They all do such an incredible job. I think this is really amazing. And the eighth grade celebration, there are ice cream trucks and certificates assigned in your book. With that, and then to finish off at the high school, there's a lot of things to recognize the seniors, but we did the clap out, and I just want to thank Stratford and Stewart because they do such an incredible job. All the kids come into the hallways and clap with the seniors as they walk through. It was so special. And I did see about half the kids wearing Knicks jerseys, so great job there.
Thank you, Kayla, for your service as our first student member of the board. We really enjoyed your updates, gave us a good idea of what's going on in each of our buildings. So we really appreciate your input and your participation. So thank you. And then, Dr. Sinha, did you have something more to say?
Yes, I definitely want to say, I know this is Kayla's last meeting, and you know, as you mentioned, this was the first year we had a student as part of, you know, an ex officio student member. So we really want to thank you, Kayla. You have just done a tremendous job. Your reports were always comprehensive about our schools, about school events, about our students, and you really highlighted that from UPK all the way to high school. So we really, really appreciate that. And I just want to talk a little bit about Kayla, maybe just the work that she's a natural leader and what she has contributed. So here are some of her accomplishments. Just a few, by the way, just a few. She has completed our high school most rigorous curriculum with AP courses, served as president of class of 2026, as student council president, served as co-president of peer educators, served as president of the Italian Club, served as co-president of the National Latin Honor Society. She's attended an academic program at Oxford University and developed a broader global perspective. And I think since she was a freshman, we've been meeting at the high school, Mr. Steinberger and myself, and we meet with our student council. So that's been, and we start right away when she was in ninth grade, her leadership qualities. She is recognized again for strong leadership, maturity, time management, and emotional intelligence. She served as a role model and mentor to peers, and she's led school initiatives and events that strengthen the entire school community. So thank you, Kayla, for giving your time to this important volunteer work. And we hope that this is going to help you in the future, serving in this capacity as you head off to college at NC State. And we do have something for you that I wanted to present to you. We have two proclamations for you, one from Assemblyman Ed Laws' office and Senator Sheila Bino's office. Okay, so I'm going to read, they're both similar, but I'll read one of them. How's that? What it states. It says, this is from the Senator's office honoring Kayla Cherney, whereas it is the sense of the legislative body to recognize those individuals whose dedicated service, leadership, and commitment have strengthened our communities and served as an inspiration to others. And whereas it is the privilege of the legislative body to honor Kayla Cherney, ex officio student member of the Garden City Board of Education, in recognition of her dedicated service, leadership, and commitment to representing her fellow students. And whereas through her service on the Board of Education, Kayla Cherney provided a valuable student perspective, promoted civic engagement, and helped strengthen the connection between students and leadership. And whereas her contributions have earned the respect and admiration of board members, administrators, faculty, students, and the community at large, and have served as a positive example of student leadership and public service. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this is from her State Senator Sheila Bino, do hereby commend Kayla Cherney for her outstanding service to the school community and recognize her as an individual worthy of our highest respect, esteem, and appreciation. And to be further resolved that a copy of this proclamation be presented to Kayla Cherney the 16th day of June, 2026. And you have something very similar from Assemblyman Laws' office, which I won't read, but it's similar. So I'd like to give this to you. Okay. So with Kayla, this being her last meeting, we will have our new student member, Claire Arns. She's here. If you could stand up, Claire. So she will be serving as our ex officio student board member for the 26-27 school year. And Claire is also an active in the student government and is willing to share ideas and thoughts. And we're really looking forward to having you here at the table. All right, great.
Sure. So Dr. Sinha, you'll continue with your superintendent's report?
Yes. So, this evening, we had a wonderful celebration, and then Ms. Papashiva here, Ms. Kapani, Ms. Seabridge for the retiree celebration. And, we had 40 of our valued staff members who are retiring after, years of service, and we were counting up the number of years collectively, it's 897 years, which is incredible. And so many of our retirees have been here for decades, more than 30 years. And it's pretty, it's kind of sad. I'm happy for them. It's sad that they're leaving. They have really built, who we are today. Their legacy will remain. So with that said, I also wanted to recognize, I think Suzanne is here in the audience, and also Dana. I also have proclamations for them from, Ed Ra's office and Sheila Rhino's office. So I think, Suzanne, you want to come up and I'll give you yours. And I'll just read, I'll read from Assemblyman Rob. Was he your student, Suzanne? He was your student. He was. That's why I almost read. They were all three your students. That's a great story. So I'll read from him what it is, okay? So this states, this citation is congratulating Principal Dr. Suzanne Viskovich upon the occasion of her retirement after dedicating more than 30 years to the education and well-being of Garden City students, whereas a great state is only as great as those persons who give exemplary service to their community, whether through participation in voluntary programs, through unique personal achievement in their professional or other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenry. And whereas oftentimes it is the hard work and dedication of accomplished individuals which ensure the combined success and achievement of a particular organization and the communities they so devotedly serve. And whereas Dr. Suzanne Viskovich began her career at St. Anne's School of Garden City before joining the Garden City School District in 1994. She served in several teaching roles throughout the Garden City School District before being appointed in 2002 as principal of Stratford School. In 2005, Dr. Viskovich was appointed the principal of the Homestead School, where she played an instrumental role in shaping the educational experiences of generations of kindergarten and first grade students during their most formative years. And whereas throughout her career, Dr. Suzanne Viskovich has remained steadfast in her commitment to academic excellence and has inspired generations of learners and has left an enduring impact on the children and families of the Garden City School District. And whereas Dr. Suzanne Viskovich has selflessly devoted her time and energy to important educational and community activities, concerns, and interests, thereby leaving upon them her own indelible and lasting mark. And now therefore be it resolved that I, Ed Robb, member of the State Assembly of New York, 19th District, do hereby present this citation to Dr. Suzanne Viskovich, principal of Homestead School.
Alongside you, Dr. Sinha, our Board of Education and Administration, to serve the students and families of Garden City. And I love my career here. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Kaplan, this is your last meeting. This is your last meeting. This, it's going to be hard not having you here at the table. It's true. Yeah. This is your last meeting. Yeah. Now, this is, do you want to spend a minute talking about Mr. Capua She has, has been in the district for 13 years. We did do our celebration earlier, but I do want to really thank her for her work for our school district. And, we're a fiscally sound district because of her. And I really mean that. I've learned so much throughout the years from you around how to ask the right questions and how to push the envelope on, are we using our funds responsibly in our district? And we do a lot with little because of that's the foundation you have built here in the district and all the various projects. I mean, this is, I'll be ending my 8th year, and I think we've talked about this in 8 years, how much of, with facilities we've done between, especially the glass project, right? But we've done 4 libraries, 2 innovation labs, a learning commons, a research center, the courtyards, 4 courtyards, outdoor courtyards, air conditioning. We finally are fully, we have air conditioning in every space. Not that it doesn't break once in a while, I have to say, but we have done, or even the primary schools that they have central air, the systems we put in. And, we say this during budget time, we do a lot with little. I keep going back to that compared to what other districts, how much they spend. And that is with careful planning and continually looking at how do we ensure that we have the best experiences for our students and creating the conditions where our students can learn and our teachers can teach. And that environment is extremely important. And I didn't say this earlier, but I have to say I've dragged Dana into classrooms at times, and it is the best. Because remember, she's a career changer. She was in finance, came into, in school, and we take her into the classroom. Boy, the kind of questions she asked students. Do you remember at the middle school with the drawings? It's the best, taking her in there. But with that said, she knows what's needed. So when we budget, the kind of questions she asks about the line within all of us, with our principals here at the cabinet level, you learn through those the meticulous attention to detail that is so important. So with that, you're going to be terribly, terribly missed. I speak for my colleagues here, and I'm sure the board is probably feeling the same way because you've all worked with her for many years, and if you haven't, you've seen her here in the district. So we also have proclamation for Mr. Capua from Assemblyman Ra's office and Senator Byno's office. So I'll read one of them. Okay. So I'll read from the senator's office. Okay, this says honoring Dana DeCapua, whereas it is the sense of this legislative body to recognize those individuals whose dedicated service, leadership, and commitment have strengthened our communities and enriched the lives of others. And whereas it is a privilege of this legislative body to honor Dana DeCapua, Assistant Superintendent for Business and Finance, upon the occasion of her retirement in recognition of her years of distinguished service and unwavering commitment to the students, staff, families, and residents of the Garden City School District. And whereas her leadership and professionalism have contributed to the continued success and stability of the school community, and her service has earned the gratitude, respect, and admirations of colleagues, educators, community members alike. And whereas Ms. Dana DeCapua concludes her career with a legacy of dedication, integrity, and public service that will continue to benefit future generations. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, State Senator Selah A. Bynoe, do hereby commend Dana DeCapua for her outstanding service to the community and recognize her as an individual worthy of our highest respect, esteem, and appreciation. And it be further resolved that a copy of this proclamation be presented to Dana DeCapua the 16th day of June, 2026.
I am also going to. It's really good.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You know, a relatively recent, but, Vaughn really just has been the opposite of me.
You can say, and administrators on side of that, people, add something to the story, and then we'll listen to each other, and it's so important. Because we have those, I think it's just a song of prayer. And we do say it's
And Miss Gaffney, we're working on the lights now, you know that. I have to say that. Oh,
Yeah.
Here, there's so many things that when you explain it, and it's complicated, I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to be as well like.
But Dana finds a way to do things that's needed and that is in line with what we strongly believe is good.
But it's with a smile.
Yes. And it's actually quite funny because I just said that it's good for kids and Dana probably, because we do that, we'll say it's good for kids. What is it good for kids? But anyway, you will be tremendously missed. And I'll continue with my report.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I know Kayla already talked about the senior scholarship awards and whatnot. One thing I wanted to mention is the first in math. These are our scholarship, with some pictures from our scholarship event. It is amazing the amount of money that we get, that we give away to students from our local organizations. It's amazing. It's a tremendous amount that you think about. You're like, wow. And and I like the way at the high school it's broken up between scholarship night and award nights. Goes very well. Oh, yeah, so this is what I wanted to, and actually I won't say anything because this video speaks for itself. It's three of our local students who traveled to Albany to represent, our district in first math competition. This is the third year that we've had this competition, and believe it or not, each year Locust qualifies. So the first year they came in, I believe it was second, last year first, and this year third, but it is pretty significant. So when you hear this, they made a small video, Miss Voda, and I really want to commend Miss Voda for she comes in and gets the kids come in early, they practice with her, she teaches them strategies, and I was there the day before they left for Albany, and I wish you could have been a fly on the wall to see these three first grade students collaborate, problem solve together. They could kill us how many adults were around them. So I do want to thank Ms. Voda for that. So can we get the video going, Tina?
Welcome everyone. Today we are talking about our favorite sports. Is it basketball? Is it soccer? No way. It is math. Forget sitting alone at a desk doing bullying worksheets. We treat math like an exciting game with teamwork, practice, and learning strategies. Every team needs a place to practice. We use a cool online game called First in Math. We play it to build up our big math muscles. We practice fast adding and subtracting, knowing number blocks by heart, doing math in our heads without paper, finding secret patterns in numbers. Check out these math muscles. Our season is tough. It starts in March and goes all the way to June. In March, the whole district hops online. We race against the clock for exactly 15 minutes to get our best score. In April, only the fastest players with the best scores make the elite team. No luck here. You just have to be fast and correct. Thousands of kids try out, but only 240 get to go to the Giant State Championship in Albany. To get ready, we practice a game called the 10 wheels, over and over. You have to put down cards super fast to make groups that equal 10, like 8 plus 9 minus 7 plus 0. Then in June, we went to Albany. No computer screens allowed. We stood face to face in a huge room. We worked in teams of 3 to be the best math players in the state. Our school has been doing this for 3 years in a row now. But the best part isn't the shiny trophies. It's learning how to work together and never giving up. Because we are champions in math and champions for life. Thank you.
I also wanted to thank Ms. Cardella, our coordinator for math. She was quite a bit with, and she's the one who brought the first in math, this for us to participate in the competition, along with Ms. Tara Beamer, who's our math coach. They really work very hard, and it's wonderful that each year our students qualify and they go up to the state. And this experience, our first grade students, I don't think they'll ever forget. So it's something that I'm really proud of. And at this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Bowman to give an update on just the summer curriculum writing. I know that's on the agenda today.
Yes, absolutely. While I will not be as precious as those 3 students, we have some very exciting plans for the summer with curriculum writing. So what you will see is that our major dedication this summer is the new resource adoption for literacy. It's forthcoming. We have allotted 290 hours of curriculum writing for our K through 5 resource adoption work. And this is going to include creating teacher storyboards, parent storyboards, and a centralized literacy hub. Our middle school adaptation, the middle school level, our ELA curriculum is going to be changing so that there will be 60 minutes of instruction every other day, and so there will be curriculum writing done both in ELA and in math to make those adjustments in instruction so that the instructional block can be back to July. We have strategic alignment with the Portrait of a Graduate and our Next Gen framework. In the middle school, we have POG, Portrait of a Graduate, aligned performance-based assessments being built. We have also worked in our high school to make sure that our world language department is explicitly aligning, not for the first year in a row, but for our level 4 classes. In our modern languages, in our levels 3 and 4 in Latin, to ensure that they are aligned with the ACFL, which is the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages Proficiency Standards. We do have a lot of data-driven assessment and secondary STEM projects that will be happening. Our high school science courses will be dedicating time to the creation of cluster-style question banks so that they are aligned with the administered chemistry, earth and space sciences, physics, and biology Regents exams. Those exams have shifted and are in the next phases of shifting, and we want to make sure that we have enough materials to have our students be prepared for those end of year exams. We will be also at the high school level ensuring that we build a curriculum for our new courses, so that includes the work course, which we viewing this year at the high school, as well as college calculus, and for our 7th grade students, personal findings. We also are going to be looking to ensure that we are highlighting and focusing on inclusion and universal design. So there will be some special curriculum modifications so that our students for special classes are given access to the best curriculum and the most rigorous curriculum so that they're prepared for what the state has given us in terms of next gen learning standards, as well as an ideal curriculum on our elementary level as we recognize the evolving needs of our youngest learners. We will also be spending some time with our 8th grade studio art, which will be the first time next year that we're doing studio art in our middle school. So we are making some adaptations so that our 8th grade art curriculum is embedded in the studio art experiences that our students will be having. It will be a very, very busy summer, suffice to say, and we're very excited about each of the projects that we will be encountering over the summer.
Thank you, Dr. Bowman. I also wanted to mention that I know our building principals will post summer learning resources and activities for students on their respective pages, and they'll also include it in their letter that goes out to the community. And that's something that I know Dr. Bowman, you worked with the coordinators and the principals to get that going, so thank you for that. And Ms. McLaughlin, can you just give us an update on the hiring, since we have all these retirees that we honor today?
Yes, thanks, Dr. Sinha. So we have hired 25 teachers thus far, and we have 4 positions, 4 teaching positions that remain. They're all in progress. Everybody keep your fingers crossed that we don't lose our candidates to other people. We have not posted our teacher aides yet, but we will be doing that shortly. 2 teaching assistant positions are posted. According to Resource Room and Focus, we're always looking for subs. And in July, I'll be singing the We Need Bus Driver song, but I'm not singing it until July 1st. So, and bus attendants. So really though, we've already hired 25 wonderful people, so that's great. We have a little more work to do, but we're in good shape.
And I do want to thank you, Ms. McLaughlin, working closely with our administrators to get the hiring restarted early, and then we still have a few more to go. but I think we're in a good place considering the number of hirings we've had to do. And then just a couple of other items. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but we do have our, homecoming that's in September 19th. That's something that I don't know if I have mentioned to the board or community. And then on the agenda, we have several first read of policies. And this is something that Ms. Jacobson works closely with Ms. McLaughlin to review our policies. Then they come to me, I review them. And then the department heads or the building principals, if they need to, they review them. So they're here for the first read, no major changes, just updating on language that you'll see there. And then I also wanted to, and there, in terms of the agenda, we have staff appointments, consultant agreements, the business office, lots of special education contracts, what else? Oh, and finally, I wanted to thank our community as we close this school year. I want to express our sincere thanks to our parent organizations, our PTA, SEPTA, the GC Boosters, and all of the friends and groups. Their commitment to our students, schools, and staff really strengthen everything that we do, and their partnership is invaluable. So we'd like to thank them. I also like to thank our new commissioner at the Garden City Police Department, Commissioner Niesel, along with Detective Romalitis and the Garden City Police Department for their ongoing partnership and presence in our schools. They really help us keep our schools safe and central to their work. And then finally, school is closed on Friday in observance of Juneteenth. This Friday, June 24th, 25th, and 26th will be half days for primary and elementary schools. June 25th is senior prom. Last day of school is June 26th with our high school graduation on the 27th. So we're looking forward to a beautiful ceremony to celebrate our class of 2026. And wish everyone a wonderful, restful, and safe summer.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. And then we'll continue on with any reports from members of the Board of Education.
I apologize. I actually just forgot, Mr. Caprio for the audit committee. I wanted you to report on that. I know we talked about it, and I forgot to mention, because we just had that meeting this week.
Certainly. So this last Wednesday, we had our spring meeting of the audit committee. At that time, we met with both the external and the internal. The external auditor was the kickoff of the annual audit. They actually were in that same day, until early next week, doing testing and starting their pre-audit work. They did a lot of testing this year, as we talked about at the committee, and they are scheduled to be back the last week in July to actually start the audit itself. So between now and July, at the end of July, they'll be doing all the stuff before coming in, becoming district, for their final tests, and finish that audit. That work goes on, and it'll, owed to the state in mid-October. So it takes quite a few months to put the financials together. So they'll be here to the board and we'll present to the public in that first October. So that went well. The second part of the meeting was with the internal auditor, who gave their report on their review of PS operations and grant finance. The report went very, very well. We do have new leadership in that department, plus there's a few clerical meetings, so it's really good time to let them know. It's a big department. There are over 20 million expenses there, and they have a lot to do with grants and finances and all of that. So we got excellent reports. I think we're having one of the cleanup items, and that was already addressed. So we'll be putting the corrective action plan on the next agenda for the second month. So, and that's it. So we're very, very pleased with that. On financials.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue with any reports from the members of the board. I'll start with sharing a little bit about the visit that Erin and I were able to do at our middle school. So we had the pleasure of visiting the middle school, and we were able to pop into some classrooms in 6th and 7th and 8th grade. Some of our observations were students involved in essay writing around a position that they were taking, and teachers leading them through developing a claim and then details to support the claim. We saw students involved in a discussion around The Outsiders, a text that the class had just finished reading. We saw science discussions around the circulatory system in the body and mathematicians learning about scientific notation. So we just want to thank our teachers for welcoming us into their classrooms, and also a thank you to Dr. Fasano and Mr. Escobar for taking us around the building. It's always wonderful. It's always a wonderful experience to see the work of our teachers and students in action.
To add to what Kristen said, thank you, yes, to the middle school for hosting us. It was exciting to get to see our students and our teachers in action in the middle school. That day, Kristen, Dr. Sinha, and I were also able to stop in to cheer on our students at the victory games. We happened to catch our athletes in between events, so it was kind of the perfect time to get to see everyone, see who had raced, who was about to race. It was our victory game athletes, and as well as many parents and many teachers, administrators were there, and the students' very own cheering squads came along with them. It was wonderful to see so many members of the school community there. Thanks to SEPTA and their officers and as well as I think Dr. Sinha mentioned Mrs. Chapman. For their work. And the teachers and their work, and Mr. Ramirez was there. It was really a wonderful day. And the energy was something you could feel as you walked into the event. It was just, I was very proud of too, in a good way. It was just a lot of participation, a lot of fans. And it was wonderful to get to witness and kind of just be a fly on the wall for a little bit there as our students were preparing for the next round of events. So it was a really nice cap to the day, and getting to see our students in all different aspects of what they get to do in their school life. So thank you for everyone who made the victory games so wonderful for our students.
And lastly, we have mentioned this already, but it really was wonderful to be here for the retiree reception. It was just wonderful to celebrate so many of the professionals who have made Garden City their professional home. And just noticing a common thread within all of the speeches was the impact that each person has made on our children, with their colleagues, and just our community as a whole. So we just want to thank again for the commitment and the time that all of our retirees have given to this Garden City community.
Kristen, can I add to that? One of the other comments I to launch of it. So that really was speak to a wonderful community, and Dr. Sinha, what you created is wonderful.
And just also to reiterate, there are 9 first read policies and 5 second read policies on the agenda tonight that Dr. Sinha spoke about during her report. Does the board have any questions on the agenda? No. This is the time period designated for the public to address the board on action items on the agenda or topics concerning the district. Questions or comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. A maximum of 30 minutes will be set aside for public comment. This will allow the board to complete the agenda, which often has personnel or time-sensitive matters. Please come to the microphone and state your name and address. Okay. Public comment. Okay. So to make more efficient use of meeting time, the Board of Education authorizes the use of the consent agenda as part of the meeting agenda. A consent agenda allows for one motion to approve multiple items that are identified as such on the agenda. The Vice President of the Board will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda and will ask if board members wish to have a discussion or clarification on any specific items contained within the consent agenda. Following the discussion, the board will then vote on the consent agenda motion. In addition, a board member may request to have an item removed from the consent agenda and convert to vote on the motion separately. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes business of the board items I1 through I12, personnel matters items J1 through J9, business matters items K1 through K19, curriculum and instruction matter L1, and special education matters items M1 through M5. All in favor? Aye. Does the administration have any new business? Does the board have any new business? So our next Board of Education meeting will take place on Wednesday, July 1st. It is our reorganizational and regular session taking place at 7:30 p.m. at the Garden City High School. May I have a motion that being no further business is to come before the board, that the meeting is adjourned?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.